Everybody, this is Mondo 23 from Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm just speaking English because I have to, but I enjoy so much speaking English. And well, we have someone who really speaks English, who speaks Portuguese, Spanish, but now she's just allowing us to practice a little bit in English. And I introduce her as is Yasmin Anders, who is a pro athlete, a fitness athlete, who's going to talk about all the story that she has along his entire career. Jasmine, it's a great pleasure to have you, and greetings to Alabama out there. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's
Now,
my pleasure, actually.
yeah, Jasmine, let's talk about just for the beginnings. I know, as a matter of fact, as a North American, a Mexican, but of course, we belong to North America in this region, and the states they have a strong sports culture. But beyond to talk about that, I would like to discuss how you get into this sports culture, who introduced you to that, how everything just put into simple piece like, okay, my name is Jasmine, I want to do this. How everything began with the sports culture?
Sure. So I have always trained, do workouts and diet just to have a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then when I met my husband, he has to do a lot of weight cutting for the fights. And I would do the weight cutting with him just to help him out and not being eating in front of him, so he could do the weight cutting easier for the fights. So as I started doing that, my coach noticed that I had a very good discipline for doing the weight cutting, that I would follow the diet without even need. For no reason I was doing it, and I was doing everything right. So he saw my body change in a very short time doing the diet, and he suggested me, why wouldn't I step on stage if I was already looking ready for that. I just needed to do a couple of changes, and I would be ready to do so. And I was like, yes, why not? It's a good challenge, so let's do it.
And I think a part of an athlete's life in a whole picture is always have a challenge, not by the things that kind of surround the athlete itself, but I think as a human being we all have to be prepared to have some kind of obstacles, some kind of difficulties along the way to make our progress in terms of what we can expect or not to. But I believe an athlete always has to just improve beyond the limits, beyond whatever it takes to be the best athlete or even the best version of what they do and whatever they do or planning to do sometimes.
Yeah, that is true.
And I just want to point out some good question. I just pop it out in my mind right now, right away. How good is to be an athlete? Because you mentioned before that even you don't need the diet or whatever it takes, but you are so disciplined. But I want to make this very clear about it just caught it a little bit over here. The signal is not that good. But we can purpose to be an athlete, as we just spoke a little bit about your career, what you do, and what you are able to do so far. What is to really be an athlete? Because I don't know if there has to be a definition about an athlete itself.
Yeah, I think it's very good if you can find the balance in between being an athlete and having social life, enjoying your family and everything, because a lot of people get caught up in bodybuilding because they start doing it and they start getting very frustrated about not following the diet, or having a cheat meal, and this can drive people into having food compulsions and problems with food. I'm at a point that I really reach the balance that I know how to enjoy life, and at the same time I know how to maintain my shape even when I'm off, when I'm not doing competitions. And at the same time, my husband too, in between fights, he can still maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And our whole family actually keep doing the same thing. My kids are athletes too. So I think it's a very good way to enjoy life, be healthy, and at the same time compete.
Yeah, and I agree on everything you said right now, because when you kind of you desire to be at the top. Everyone does. No matter what profession you are, no matter what you do, we always want to be the first of everything. But to get on that level, that point, we just have to go down. Sometimes it's part of life. And I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree on that. And before just getting to the next question, whatever we're talking, discussing about it, I just want to again just make clear about this. Like I do feel so attracted to the careers of the people who are always keep fighting, keep striving. Everything they do with passion. And before that, I think the passion itself for any person is so important just to perform. And not to perform, just to get whatever they want to be. Because without passion, I don't know if we could talk about tennis players such as Andre Agassi, such as Michelle Lewin, in fitness, or any person, you name it. But I think passion, and probably I don't know if you agree on this, me, Jasmine, but passion is everything. It's kind of if I put it in numbers, probably it could be like a 20% or even higher. I don't know, but I think it's some kind of key element throughout the course of a lifestyle that you want to get.
Yeah, that is true.
And another thing that I wanna really get into, and before just wrap it up, everything we are just talking about this. How do you see yourself in a couple of years from now? Because I know the future, even the answer is unclear. We don't have it. Nobody. But how you can see yourself in a couple of years from now? Because I don't know. Probably you are in the best version of yourself. But probably in 10 years you will say, okay, now I'm done with this, but I want to teach up, the youngsters or even newest generations to get what they want to be. And I don't know. I mean, if you can share some kind of a projects or
Sure, yeah. So I never intended to be a coach, and I even don't plan on doing that. Even if I stop competing, it's not something that I enjoy doing. I don't like being a coach. I prefer to do more the business side of, maybe having a gym, but not coaching anyone. And neither my husband, even a lot of fighters, when they stop fighting, they become coaches, but it's not his thing either. So I can see myself maybe owning a gym, but definitely not coaching.
well, that's a good thing. That's a good answer, as a matter of fact. And
Yeah, but like the way I take the competitions is like I don't do short-term preps. Usually, some people that compete, they do a short-term thing.
yeah,
They give, I would say, they take everything they can to do in the shortest time possible, and
yeah,
I definitely don't do that way. I prefer to take it slow and have a better health and take it slow. Just compete and improve each competition instead of doing just at short terms, because short terms usually it's not gonna be good for your health.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
can see a lot of girls that started 3 years ago when I started, and in a year and a half and two, they had a lot of health issues, and I'm still competing. So I think the way I'm taking it, I can definitely be still competing in 5-10 years.
Perfect. Jasmine, first of all, and I just want to again thank you for your time. I appreciate everything you say about your experience, about your career. And hopefully you have a wonderful ride for the next 10 years at competitions. And I don't know, hopefully one day you can by to Mexico and teach us everything you know, because it's always valuable to just get in touch with people who really cares about what they do and they are willing to just share their knowledge about what they do along this light sign or their careers. That I
Sure,
appreciate
we
that.
keep in touch. It's for sure a plan to go to Mexico probably the next year in 2020.
Yeah.
And we keep in touch. And for sure, if we go to Mexico, we plan something before, and it's gonna be a pleasure to be there.
Yeah, also my pleasure. And just remind the people there's your social media, and then they probably can follow you and keep in touch with you.
Yes, they can find me at yasmin.anders on Instagram. It's the main social media that I use for sport, for the bodybuilding and for the fights. Everything that I post about our social lives is on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.